So, yesterday during Dancing with Spirit, Joe mentioned that this group was started at a dark time. It was born from darkness, and he's right. And it was. And I needed to be reminded of that. I needed to be reminded that when times are dark, light shows up in the most unexpected places, in the most unexpected ways. I trust that truth, and I trust it because I've lived it. I know it in my bones. My body knows that. And I needed to be reminded because right now, I feel a similar kind of darkness. I feel a similar despair as I did during the COVID time. Where? Where do I go for refuge? This group is a solace, a balm. I thank you for being here and witnessing me and for giving me the opportunity to speak the truth as it occurs to me right now, because it's always changing, moment by moment. And I have not shed a tear yet until right now. And I had a feeling that this would come. On Wednesday, I paused and I thought, what in the hell am I going to say on Sunday? These are impossible, weighty circumstances. What on earth kind of wisdom do I have to share? Literally, what the hell? Well, when you ask a question in desperation, often answers come. And I got two immediate answers. The first was tell the truth. And the second was right now, it's like this. So let me explain. Tell the truth, meaning be as I am, tears, upset. Thomas Merton said, what we have to be is what we are, not the thing I think I'm supposed to be. And what I am is in grief and turmoil. I'm dazed, I'm exhausted, I'm numb, I'm overwhelmed, I'm afraid, I'm furious. I am not ready for hope. I am not ready for taking action. I'm not ready to get pumped up to fight tyranny. I don't want to get riled up in outrage. What I want to do and what I feel compelled to do is to stop, to pause, to be still, to be gentle with myself, to turn inward, to rest, to wait, maybe to gestate. It's similar to what's happening right now in nature outside. Nature is shutting down. She's turning her energy inward. She's pausing. She's gathering her energy for new growth. I've been reading and looking at some things for comfort. And these words that I'm going to share from Adrienne Maree Brown, who is an author of many books, including one called Emergent Strategy, and most recently, Loving Connections. I recommend you look her up. She is a voice for these times. These words resonated with me, and I wanted to share them. Empires fall. Rivers flow underground. We are always the water. Empires fall. Mushrooms compost. We are mycelial. And to say what that means for me, empires fall means nothing lasts forever. Even though this feels very permanent, it all feels very permanent. Our culture, the governmental structure, this house that I live in, the way my neighborhood looks right now. To my eyes, it seems like it's always been this way. The truth is, it has not, and it will not be. Rivers flow underground. What that means to me is that there are forces unseen doing their work, and to trust that, to let them. We are always the water. We are part of the whole. We are adaptable, liquid, moving, changing, finding a way. Resist not. Bow and allow. Mushrooms compost. Mushrooms take the ruins of something that has died and turn it into fertile ground where something new can flourish. We are mycelial. We are like mushrooms if we allow ourselves to be. We can metabolize this, the grief, the rage, the hurt, the insult, the wounding, the painful truths, the ugly truths. We can compost it and turn it into fertile soil for something new to flourish if we allow ourselves to be present for it. Presence is required to metabolize this mess. And to be present is to tell the truth, to be what I am. The best thing I can do right now, and the only thing I can do right now, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now, until I'm done with it, until the next right thing appears for me. The best thing I can do is to stay open, aware, present to all of it, and let it crush me as it is. And what is it? What do I mean when I say present to it? I mean how I feel moment by moment. The reality of what has happened, the weight of it, noticing my stories, noticing when I want to run, noticing when I want to fight, the confusion, the chaos, both what's happening currently and understanding that this is ancestral. Misogyny has been around for 10,000 years. It's not going to go away in 2 election cycles. Honor all of the emotions, feelings, and sensations. From stillness comes the next right thing. I promise myself that I will not react, that I will wait, and that I will honor all of this for as long as it needs to be honored. It cannot be rushed. And that's what it means to bow and allow. You bow and you honor and you let it all flow. I feel compelled to say that we must pay attention. We cannot look away or we will miss this moment, this opportunity. This will keep happening until we see what needs to be seen and heal what needs to be healed. And we cannot wait for the government or the culture or systems to do it. We can and we must start ourselves. We need to be like mushrooms. We are the ones we've been waiting for. It hurts, but I don't want to keep doing this. The second part of that message is do not look away. Right now, this is how it is. See it for what it is. Stare the truth in the face and do not look away. This election is not a fluke. It's not an accident. We are not better than this. We can't tell ourselves these stories anymore. Even though I know I voted how I voted, we as a collective are not better than this. This was a deliberate choice. I read that 52% of white women chose to vote for the abuser. Think about that. Chose this. I would call this a betrayal, but is that legitimate if the truth of white supremacy was there all along and I just chose not to see it? That's a truth I need to look at fully and honestly. Misogyny runs deep. Proximity to power is seductive. I have to look at the ways in which I have participated in this culture, how I have propped up the patriarchy. I've been able to blend in. I meet most of the criteria. I'm white, hetero, young, although I'm definitely aging out. And I've suppressed anything in me that would stand out otherwise. But there are other people who cannot hide in plain sight. Black and brown skinned people, Indigenous people, LGBTQ people. These people have been pushed out to the fringes, marginalized, demonized, killed, erased. White supremacy is a violent and deadly culture, and I've been a participant in this machine. I need to see this ugliness in order to do something differently. I cannot look away. I don't want to miss this opportunity. Being present is excruciating, but I don't know what else to do. May what needs to be seen be seen. May what needs to be healed be healed. I cannot heal it if I do not see it. This is my prayer. Now, there's another part of this saying. Right now, this is how it is. May I be at ease. I was tempted to ignore this may I be at ease part. I'm not at ease. But there is something I want to say about that. When I am congruent and authentic, when my outsides match my insides, there is no war inside of me. When I am incongruent and inauthentic, when I smile, when I want to scream, there is turmoil and chaos inside of me. At ease doesn't look like chilling by the pool with a daiquiri in my hand. And there is nothing in me that feels that kind of ease in this moment. But because I have learned to stand in my truth, and I will no longer sacrifice my own well-being for the comfort of the patriarchy, I feel completely and absolutely at ease within my own skin. And so sometimes I have to sit in discomfort to find that ease, or maybe it's not comfortable to let other people be uncomfortable. Maybe I'm not fully ready for that yet. Look at that straight in the face. Feel that discomfort and do not move. to soothe it. It feels like I'm standing in a hurricane, and I can even imagine my hair whipping around my head, but my center is completely still. That's what at ease means to me in this moment. And speaking of hurricanes, I have a gift from my friend Ash, who lived through Hurricane Helene. I've been talking about this. These are sacred ashes from debris that she has been burning. She calls the debris the gifts from Helene. And she has this to say: these are codes of wind, water, earth, and fire, all elements one, codes of alchemy, codes of death and rebirth, harmony from embers rise, codes of new earth. I say, we are in a portal. It feels elemental, like a hurricane, or like the confluence of rivers churned up, dangerous, direction unclear. Birth and death are so closely related. Destruction and resurrection. Can I be still enough to allow all of it without moving to soothe, which would be to deny, stifle, or silence myself or others, or to inflame, get into the self-righteous outrage, which is tapping into the same insane energy that got us where we are? What has to die in order to be born? These are all of the questions I ask myself as we move into contemplation, and I offer them to you as well.